Perks might have saved Overwatch and was one of the best moves Blizzard has made in ages. It feels like Perks not only introduced a new layer to the game entirely, but were an answer to complaints people have had about this game for years.
Felt like Bastion was speaking to me for a second there, with it like bobbing in the top left-hand corner, like that. Oh,
but we're an
like right here. I feel like he was talking to me. Did anyone else feel that?
Answer to complaints people have had about this game for years. Not only do perks discourage counter-swapping, it does it in a way that still gives players complete freedom over who they play.
I haven't played much 5v5 in the last month, but I'm going to be honest, counter-swapping definitely was still happening a ton.
And sometimes you don't even need to
The rest
swap
agreed,
anymore.
though.
Say you're a Zarya and every single fight you've been walking in just to get walled by a Mei and blown up. Well, now you can just build for increased knockback and jump over the Mei walls. If you're a Pharah player, you've probably complained before about how bad her ult is. And now not only can you move during her ult, but you have a setup for it. And if you're an Ana who's getting dove all game, you can now save Nano for yourself. Lucio players can choose between having that buff boop they always wanted, or the extra ammo Frogger was begging for a while back. But understandably not both, which is what makes these perks so great. Players want everything, and perks allow players to have everything they've been asking for years, just not all at the same time.
Yeah.
The game is still able to maintain a level of balance while still giving people what they want, and for that reason, perks might have saved Overwatch.
You know what's funny? I think... Well, sorry, I don't think. I know that all of this stuff was even way before Rivals even came out, and Rivals was like the thing that like lit them on fire of like, okay, like we gotta really start like upping our game here. So I'm still very excited for what a year from now ends up looking like, right? Why are you guys all looking up? A year from now is what I'm actually more excited for. And you know what's funny? I never made the video on it. I really should have. I just honestly just didn't care that much. I've noticed that Rivals players yearn for Overwatch in some ways from everything they ask for. And I was like, in 6 months from now, I feel like when things eventually, you know, they eventually make a bad decision, or people finally get tired of something, they're gonna look for an alternative. And Overwatch has been on the upswing. And I feel like even other communities have started to take notice over the last few months of like, hey, I guess Overwatch is in a kind of a good state over there. You know, it looks like it's doing okay, right? And so I'm very curious of what it ends up looking like in a few months. I think it's not one thing that would quote unquote save it. I think it's a combination of things. Also, them doing like the whole 5v5 and 6v6 thing at the same time to make sure both people are happy is kind of sick. I think one will still end up winning over the other in the long run, but it's still a good thing. Okay, next.
I made like a
it's a Frogger video.
right? I thought it would be really funny to copy like the flats format.
Oh, I seen this.
Putting like the cast skin and going into practice range and pretending to like treat it like a flats video, bro. I didn't tell him or anything like that, but I think someone snitched, bro. Bro, he crashed out, man. Look at this.
Twitch chat would tell me.
That's my spot! No. This is my spot. That spot up there is super spot. Get out of my spot. This is my spot. That's supers. This is mine. Pick your own. Go somewhere else. What the
Because I was like, you know, I'm gonna steal his spot and see if someone like snitches, and someone did, bro.
Dude, and I was wondering why everyone kept asking me, they're like, are you gonna react to Frogger's video, like Overwatch, like because like he does like a once a month or once every 2 months, like he like talks about the previous season or like talks about like Overwatch stuff. He's like, are you gonna react to it? And I was like, oh no, like not at the moment. Like, you know, I don't actually have a whole lot to add for Overwatch. I think Overwatch is doing pretty well at the moment. And then I saw it, and I'm like, you shit!
I love trolling. It's
spot.
like one of my favorite pastimes, man. It's one of my favorite pastimes.
Hold on, what?
Trolling flats. It's like one of my favorite pastimes, man. It's one of my favorite pastimes. I do it every few months, and it always gets me every single time. It's so fun, bro.
That's up.
Oh man.
Bro just reacted to a reaction to a reaction to a reaction. Dude, we really are making it. Like, dude, this is peak streaming, actually.
Aw, honey, look at the fish! Haha, I wonder what they're thinking down there. Oh my god, what is that? They look so scary! Aw, honey, look at the fish! Haha, I wonder what they're thinking down there. Oh my god, what is that? They look so scary!
Okay.
If you insult a crow, they'll remember your face and hold a grudge. And because they're
this is
highly
so real.
social animals, they'll also spread the word, even passing it down over generations. They might even scold you as punishment with harsh caws and aggressive flickering of their wings. Sometimes other crows will join in, forming a mob. This distrust can continue for years, so it's better to stay on their good side. If you
That's so real. Do not make enemies with the Mercy community. Do not. At all costs. There's the K-pop stans and the Mercy community. Do not either of them. That is the worst decision you could make in your entire life. Do not do that. Ever.
Reinhardt is getting too much playtime, according to the devs.
Oh, here we go.
So other tanks like Mauga are receiving buffs. Mauga's
Where's the buff?
fire rate has been increased slightly. You won't believe Sigma's new ultimate. It's called Tactical Torsion. He can mind control wrecking balls at his will and explode them. The next tank being added to Overwatch is a Raging Black Hole. He can suck everyone so hard that they die. He can also shoot
Not the worst way to
giant
go out.
plasma beam. And a damage increase to Wrecking Ball's pile driver will make it feel more impactful.
See, I would play
Winston
Wrecking
also
Ball if you
now
actually
has
did
a
that.
domain expansion, the Infinite Void. D.Va's defense matrix now completely eats Rhine and removes the player from the game.
Season 20 hero? Real. Actually real. This would be a peak April Fool's patch. Actually would be. It actually would be pretty peak. I'd be totally down.
Y'all don't actually care about PvE getting canceled still, right? Like, let's just be honest with ourselves for a second. Nobody is leaving Overwatch because it doesn't have a PvE mode. The PvE mode probably wouldn't have even been that good. And all these people complaining about PvE in the big 2025 are playing Marvel Rivals, which doesn't have PvE. So let's be real, PvE is not the problem. Y'all are mad about false promises. And that's understandable. I played Overwatch without any updates for years, just for a terrible launch of a sequel that had less features than the original. But something we kinda just gotta accept if we are ever going to be able to have a positive discussion about this game, is that Blizzard screwed up. But that screw up happened over 3 years ago. Jeff Cap...
The more I've ventured outside of Overwatch, you know, like playing, like we're playing Fallout, right? Like leaving the vault for the first time. Sticking our head out, looking around, like walking around other communities and whatnot. When you're in the vault, you have an idea of what the outside world is like. Then you go out there, it's totally different. You will never, ever, ever win those people back. It will never happen. Doesn't matter how good things are. What you can do, though, is to continue to cultivate a good community that you currently have, listening to them, building them up, and responding to what they want in kind. The people that talk about PvE, the people that talk about all the broken promises, will literally never come back. Ever. And you know, the funny part is, a lot of them actually probably never even really played the game beyond 2016. And I say that as someone who's played Rivals recently, and I can tell you with my own 2 eyes, and I can actually show you data that will back it a little bit. You know, it's Steam charts. I get it. But I guarantee, we looked at Steam charts, we looked at Google Trends, all of them follow the same curve. I bet the same thing would be on console, I bet the same thing would be player numbers across the board. It's already dropped by a significant margin from December. Significant. Close to 50%, give or take. Rivals' new season just dropped the 11th, and it peaked out at 315,000 players on Steam, which is still an insane number. Insane. Pales in the comparison, though, to the beginning, which is all the way back here in December, which I don't remember what point in December, but there was a point in December where it peaked out its highest, which 600. And then it had... Actually, wait. What day was the start of Season 1 of Rivals? I don't remember. The new season kind of blows, too. I actually don't mind the new season, because it feels fresh, at least to me personally. I also don't... Oh, you know what it is? The reason why this is 642,000 here, it was actually Season 1. Season 1 was the 642,000, but we don't have individual data. It only starts from the 14th So the first is somewhere between January 1st and January 14th, and it peaked out even higher at 642,000, higher than the original, right? This is season 1.5, 437,000. Here is season 2 at 315,000. I'm not saying it's going anywhere. I'm not saying it's bad. What I'm saying to you is that it is significantly dropped in popularity. That is an objective fact. Still love the game. Think it's great. I would bet a lot of the people that say they liked Overwatch and don't play it anymore because of blah, blah, blah reasons are part of that group, which just like plays the new game. And that's normal. It absolutely is. Let me finish. They play the new hot game for a few months and then either realize they're not that great at it and eventually put it down, or they don't like some of the changes, or they just get tired of it and burned out and they move on to the next game. They move on to whatever's next hot. Schedule 1, Warzone had an update, whatever it might be. They hop into the next thing and they just keep going. And they'll always remember that they played Overwatch, and then they also look at all the bad news and like, oh, I played Overwatch, I'll never go back. But they were probably never going to go back anyways, right? I think Overwatch has that problem, and it's amplified a million times worse because of all of its problems over the years. And you will never win them back, period. And that's okay. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't stop trying.
Kaplan wanted a PvE mode, and they spent years working on it just to realize it wasn't fun, so they canceled it. And Jeff Kaplan quit, and then Microsoft bought the company and fired everyone left who had any involvement in screwing up the game. Right now, we are a little over a year into this Microsoft purchase, and I think we are really starting to see the effects of it. It is undeniable that Overwatch has been moving in a very positive direction for the last year now.
True.
And I'm kinda getting tired of hearing people complain about things that just don't matter anymore. I mean, people are still complaining about heroes locked behind the battle pass. They added back features like loot boxes and hero borders, and people are calling it recycled content, and that's the other.
Yeah, the whole desperate thing. It's like, dude, what do you want? Do you want it or do you not?
Other thing, y'all gotta understand that when they had the genius idea,
Because it's not people that actually play the game. You know what I mean? It's not people that actually play the game. And like, I can tell you as someone who has argued in these spaces with people, they are so quick to get aggressive, like hatefully aggressive. Like, they will say like, you are wrong because you don't know what you're talking about because you play Overwatch, and then go on to say the most absolutely heinous, untrue shit you've ever heard. And you just look at them and you're like, wait, you think I don't know what I'm talking about? Did you hear the words that just came out of your mouth? But they believe it as actual truth because they read it. They watched a YouTube video saying downfall of Overwatch 3 years ago, right? Or 4 years ago. And they never went back since. And so like, once things have changed, they don't care. They don't want to hear about the change. That goes against their, you know,
idea of
their ideology.
Overwatch 2, they did it on a completely new engine. There is no such thing as recycled content from Overwatch 1. Literally not one feature from Overwatch 1 can exist in Overwatch 2 without being rebuilt from scratch. And it's just unfortunately the result of a terrible mistake made by a terrible dev team that doesn't even exist anymore. So basically, This video is just me saying, can we please move on? The devs are doing good things. This game is getting better, and everything we have asked for is happening with the exception of like lore and cinematics.
Sick boop.
And at this point, I'm really behind this idea being tossed around that Blizzard needs to just remove the 2 from Overwatch's branding. I'm pretty sure at this point the
Fun fact, when they re-released in China, they did do that.
2 is just a reminder of their past failures. And honestly, I'm just over it. I'm overthinking about it. These problems don't exist anymore. So either get over it and stop being stuck in the past, or just move on. Y'all don't actually...
When they re-released in China, there is no 2 next to the Overwatch. You can go look at the China announcement. They have like a whole video and stuff like that. They released on China platforms. There is no... Nothing. There's no 2.
So do we!
Right? Like, what the?
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!
Hey, you're up, you're up, you're up, you're up!
Yeah, for how long, no sailor!
We can't see the...
I needed it for the completion. You're right there, you're right
Jamal,
there!
you can
No! Yup! Skinny! Ah!
How are you?
They're everywhere! Get away from me!
How are you alive? What the fuck?
W-res? W-res?
That hurt my soul a little bit. I'm glad they're having fun, but that's just a lot of yelling. All right. Chat, what is this widescreen? There's like widescreen TikToks now? Wait, what?
How did I die?
Wait, what?
Wait, he killed him?
What?
How did you...
How did I die?
what?
Did I just get Thanos snapped? Yeah, I just.
Wait, did he send him off the map?
I just died.
I mean, this is perfect gameplay.
I go
Full
off.
health, instant death.
I would have loved to see if they could track where he went in the replay viewer. There's definitely a death somewhere. Right? Maybe not, actually. It looked like he went up. Did he break through the skybox? It was an old hazard wall bug. This isn't even that old of a video, though. That's crazy. I never had that happen to me. Or at least if it did, I never noticed it. Next.
Considering Papa, I'm already a lot taller than
Hey, that's a part of your group, by the way. By the way, chat, if you want to enjoy, or you enjoy this series, you enjoy this content, the only way I continue to do it is by your guys' help. So if you see cool TikToks, fun TikToks, stupid TikToks, ridiculous TikToks, good takes, bad takes, whatever, grab them, throw them on my Discord. Mods will go through it, make sure there's nothing going to be banned, and then we'll look at them on stream. Because I'm only one hand instead of eyes and ears. So without you guys, I would not be able to do it. So if you want more of this content, that's how you get it. Okay, next.
We were already
Appreciate the heals,
friends.
Anna.
Okay.
Thanks. More. Good job.
Wait, are you mad at me?
No. I'm saying just thank you for healing me.
Oh,
Usually it's far. I would never get healed. Thanks.
got you.
No, that's real. Wait, no, that's real, actually. No, that's real. I would have thought the same thing. Like, specifically Anna and the tone, I would have been like, did I do something? Did I do something to you? Hey, my bad. What's going on? Real. That's a spot. What is this spot? What are these spots?
Oh, you scrapped. LOL. Weak.
Left side with all those.
One behind.
Do the cow.
These are all like top 500 lobbies too. I recognize so many of the names. That this isn't like shitting on some gold players. Holy f, that was actually probably the most insane set of Junkrat clips I've ever seen. And I've seen some good ones. Hello? Oh.
Are you and Winston just staring at each other?
No, we're fighting.
This is called Honorable
You guys
Winston
not
Duel.
respecting it.
Honorable Winston Duel.
I almost got him here.
I mean, he's doing a good job. He's keeping him distracted.
I don't even want to anti it because I feel like that's...
I got this. I can handle it.
Okay, okay.
I can handle it. Hey, someone else helped. I saw that. Someone else helped. Okay, next.
But I think I see something looking at me through that window.
Dude, what is this Mercy?
I might be a little delusional, but I think I see something looking at me through that window.
Dude, this is the second time I've seen it. What is this bug? How are they doing this? Oh, I think it's the last one. Last one, by the way. What is this?
Completed the Overwatch Battle Pass in 10 days. Some call it addiction. I call it dedication. I love you, Overwatch.
Aw.
It's called being married to the game.
Nah, that's crazy work. What is that? Why do you have a championship Overwatch ring? What? Yeah, this is the China one, right? That's why I did a double take. I did a double take looking at this, and I was gonna say this is the last one, and you know, if you enjoy this content, all that stuff. But I got thrown off by the background screen because I was like, wait, isn't that the China one?
Completed the
Did he make a championship ring? Mountain West Champions. There's no way that's actually real. Is that actually real? Is that like a collegiate ring? Yeah, that's kind of sick if it actually is, though. All right, though. That's all I got for Overwatch TikToks. If you enjoy this content, yeah, you already know the spiel. But yeah, there you go.